Hi, my name is Juan Malan and I'm going to be talking about racism in video games. Population. This topic is of importance because adults may make up the majority of game players, but video games are more popular than ever among kids. According to one study, 91% of US children in between the age 2 and 17 play video games, and that is 64 million. Another survey found that while young Americans don't necessarily play the same thing, nearly all of them, girls included, play video games of one kind or another. Because so many youth play, they see all the good and bad that comes from them. The issue. An example being, black leading characters are rare in the gaming community. If and when they do show up, they are often portrayed as sidekicks, muscular antagonists, or just there for comedic relief. Other portrayals include stereotypes such as athletes, rappers, and gangsters. As someone who has played video games and continues to do so, I can attest to this being true. Other factors, the time spent on video games is also something to look at. 54% of gamers play with others and spend 6.5 hours per week playing with others online and 4.5 hours in person. At the end of a game, people can have many hours put in and ultimately may take something out of it whether they realize it or not. Some first steps. It is important to notice these types of things and speak up because children who are the future are viewing and unconsciously learning from these games. Speaking up and sharing these things will come a long way even if it does not feel that way. Ignoring and brushing off the truth will never incite a transformation. If change is ever to occur, we need to better teach the young population, and while things like racist games are still allowed, it will be hard to do. Advocating. Some action that can be taken is starting to think about who are making these games. The International Game Developers Association suggests that only 3% of game developers are African American, a figure that has only risen 0.5% in the past decade. Black game developers attribute their small numbers to a few factors: financial barriers, insufficient training, and the lack of opportunity. Before fixing the problem of racism in games, it seems like fixing it in the workplace may have to come first. It's a hard cycle to break, but one that must be done for a better future.